Hi, friends, brothers and sisters. I'm Francis, and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Our gospel for today is taken from Luke chapter 17, verses 5 to 10. It says, "The apostles said to the Lord, 'Increase our faith.' He replied, 'If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mulberry tree, "Be uprooted and planted in the sea," and it will obey you. Suppose one of you has a servant plowing or looking after the sheep. Will he say to the servant when he comes in from the field, 'Come along now and sit down to eat'? Won't he rather say, 'Prepare my supper, get yourself ready, and wait on me while I eat and drink? After that, you may eat and drink'? Will he thank the servant because he did what he was told to do? So you also, when you have done everything you were told to do, should say, 'We are unworthy servants. We have only done our duty.'" Let me begin today's reflection with a story about a Hindu, a Buddhist, and a Christian. They were standing at the edge of a cliff, and when they looked down, they saw that it was a long way down. The Hindu challenged them, "Let us see whose God is the most powerful. We shall jump from this cliff and call out to our gods, and see who will respond in the most spectacular way." The other two said, "Sure, yeah, let's do that." And the Christian added, "Sure, but you first," thinking it was a joke. So the Hindu jumped first, and while falling, he shouted, "Brahma." He stopped, then slowly floated upwards until he was able to rejoin his companions. The Buddhist nodded solemnly, but the Christian was absolutely amazed. And then the Buddhist said, "My turn." Then he also jumped, and as he was falling, he shouted, "Buddha." And he stopped, then flew up faster than when he was falling down, until he was back with the two others. The Hindu was excited and exclaimed, "Wow, that was amazing!" And the Christian was now both amazed and terrified, because it was his turn. Finally, he uttered a short prayer and then jumped and shouted, "Jesus." He continued to fall and kept shouting, "Jesus, Jesus, Jesus." And when he was finally nearing the bottom, he shouted, "Buddha, Buddha, 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 Buddha." To be clear, brothers and sisters, this is just a joke, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the power of Christ. It's more of the faith of the Christian. In today's gospel, the disciples were asked Jesus to increase their faith. And why not? They were his disciples, and they were probably aware of what it meant to be a disciple of Christ, that they had a long and sometimes dangerous journey ahead of them. Probably asking Jesus for the faith that will ensure that they will continue to cling to Jesus no matter how hard it will get. But take note, brothers and sisters, Jesus' reply started with, "If you have faith," which makes me wonder, did the disciples not have faith in Jesus at that time? So why were they following him in the first place? Was it because of the wisdom of his words, his ability to quote scriptures, even though, well, I suppose as the son of a carpenter, you don't actually get much of an education? Or did they follow Jesus because of the many miracles that he performed? So I'm wondering and I'm thinking they were following Jesus, but not because of faith, but because of something else. I don't know. Or maybe they had faith. It's just that whatever faith they had was completely overshadowed by doubt or fear, or maybe even both. Even today, we ask Jesus for more faith. But we ask for different kinds of faith. depending on the need. For some, it could be a faith that brings a level of certainty, like, I don't know what the future holds, but I'm certain it will be good because I have you, Jesus. That kind of faith. For others, it could be a faith that will see us through our most difficult moments. So, more like a miraculous cure or answer to any problem, difficulty, or even sickness. However we define our faith, we probably have experienced asking a lot of it, just like Jesus' disciples. Question is, do you have a mustard-sized faith of whatever faith you are asking for? If yes, then that could be sufficient. In fact, in today's second reading, Paul tells us that God did not give us a spirit of cowardice, but rather of the power and love and self-control. With the spirit that God has given us, a little faith would be enough. And then for the rest of the reading, Jesus talks about servanthood. How, as a servant, expect to be told what to do. Expect no praise or thanksgiving from the master. Expect not to be spoiled or treated as an equal. And when you have completed the service or task, just say, I am an unworthy servant. I have only done my duty. And perhaps, brothers and sisters, these are the things that Jesus asks of us. A little faith and modest servanthood. We are not called to have great and extraordinary faith, nor do amazing acts of service. Just faith in Jesus and do as He commands. Love God and love others. No expectation of recognition or praise or thanksgiving from others, much less the Lord. Just doing what Christ requires. If you have been blessed by this short reflection, please like and share Pathways of Hope to your friends and loved ones. Again, my name is Francis Ortega,